thinking about maybe some cedar trees or bushes or something between our house and the neighbor's house. My cousin got some. There, every was. It looks good, yes. I mean, just his friends were I fell down.
I was just fixing to say that.
I did, but I mean, it was so beautiful going next door because, you know, it's how convenient, like, just walk, but I mean, that one step down just gives me.
Thank you.
You know, it's constant. It is, I mean, it shocks me sometimes when I flip that stuff over. What? Yeah, they don't. Going down the driveway.
Good idea.
Right, Sammy gonna do it. Sammy gonna do it. Good evening, everyone. It's 6 o'clock, and I'll call this meeting to order. Before we do an invocation, I would like to have a moment of silence for a young man named Ethan Knight that worked for us with the GIS. He passed away in his sleep. Also for the Honorable Mr. Reverend Jesse Jackson, a civil rights icon who passed away this morning, and also the mayor Johnny Grant, who passed away. I can't remember what day. I think it was this week or last week. So if y'all would join with me and have a moment of silence for them three individuals. Thank you. We have the invocation. It would be Andrew Strickland.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have asked Colonel Deason if he'll do the invocation for us, and he has agreed.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you'll join me in prayer, those of you wearing a hat, please remove it. Dear God, thank you for this collective group of citizens diversely representing in this awesome community that we live and work in. Please help us thank the commissioners for being willing to serve, being willing to put their names on a ballot and serve, and sometimes be forced to answer the tough questions and make the tough decisions that does make this community so great. Please continue to give them knowledge, and us understanding and patience, for at the end of the day, I do believe that they do it all for the betterment of Baldwin County. Please allow us to return to our respective homes safely and continue to do things that will be pleasing to you. And all God's children said,
Amen. And Commissioner Little, if you mind, you would lead us in the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now we entertain a motion to approve the minutes. Or do you
So
need-
moved, Mr. Chairman, for February 3rd and February 10th.
Mr.
Regular
Chairman,
meetings and executive session. Final meetings and executive session.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to ask that the minutes be amended to reflect the comments at the end of the meeting, which were, and I quote, in regards to the email, text message, "You wouldn't understand, Commissioner Little. Why wouldn't I? You're not black, never have been, and never will be," by Commissioner Davis.
Do anyone around this board have an objection to that? But will you make sure that the minutes will reflect his remarks?
yes, sir.
Thank you. Now waiting on a second for the approval of the minutes.
Second with the changes.
All in favor?
Aye.
The motion passes unanimously. Thank you. You want to amend the agenda now, or you want to?
Yeah, I will. Mr. Chairman, I would like to make a motion to amend the agenda to add a resolution for an extension of the moratorium on solar farms.
So we'll move that. Could you add that we'll move it to administration matters on position 4?
Okay.
You'll be okay with that?
Sure.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed unanimously. The next thing will be presentation. We have a presentation by Ms. LaTonya Hall with Black History Month presentation.
Good afternoon. Segregation, separation, and culmination. One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Usually, as part of the African American history here in Milledgeville, Baldwin County, I discuss some of our more modern history makers, our present-day successors, and our future trailblazers. I tried to bring light to the roads that they have so dutifully traveled. But this afternoon, I want to focus on the forests that had to be cleared in order for those roads to exist. Following the Civil War, America went through a period of Reconstruction, defined as the Reconstruction era, between 1861 and 1877. This period focused on reintegrating Confederate states back into the Union and defining the legal, social, and political status of some 4 million newly freed African Americans. This would usher in the Jim Crow era from 1877 to 1965. This era would, under the ruling of Plessy v. Ferguson, introduce the concept of separate but equal. This concept, like everywhere else, would also have effects on Milledgeville, Baldwin County. The separate but equal doctrine enforced segregation in schools, transportation, and public facilities. These effects were seen in businesses here, such as the local bus station, which was housed in the current location of the Baldwin County Courthouse. There, like many places, were 2 separate water fountains, white and colored. Much like in McCoy's Cafe, which also had a white and colored section. You also had places such as the Plowboy, which was then located in the current former Goody Gallery. Well, they found a way to alleviate the need for white colored section altogether by preventing African Americans from entering at all. Orders could only be placed through the window. Many local industries had to find ways to adjust business practices to accommodate the African American patrons. Places such as Thigpen's department store, which could only accommodate African American shoppers by not allowing them to try on merchandise, but by having them trace their feet onto paper or place them on the bottom of a shoe in order to achieve a proper size. Or places like the campus theater that only allowed African American moviegoers to sit in the balcony and forbid them from buying from the concessions. Whereas the co-ed theater also required them to sit only in the balcony, but would allow them to purchase from the concession stands. Of course, places like Bonner Park, they found a different resolution by not allowing African Americans on the premise at all. It wasn't until after this era in 1966 that Baldwin High School would become integrated by allowing 8 of the top students from the black-attended Carver High School to attend. Other students that were selected to take place in the integration process would decline due to their refusal of the verbal agreement to allow current white students of Baldwin High School to taunt, spit, or either make violent contact with them without defending themselves. Of course, this would precede the boycott of 1969. As a result of a brutal beating of an African-American male by 2 Georgia State troopers at the State Patrol Post, outraged African-American citizens took to the streets of Milledgeville, Baldwin County. With meetings being held at the Masonic Hall, located on Milton Street, Mr. Eugene Culver and Mr. William Humphrey would bring in such activists as John Lewis of SNCC and Hosea Williams. Later, to also include Mr. Ralph Abernathy. And also among these were the NAACP and the SCLC. Taking a very active role in organizing the boycott were the likes of Oscar Davis Sr., Charles Burney, Louis Hewley, Charles Bundridge, Jesse Barnett, Tatnall Butts, Julian Body, and others. Of course, the visitors were met with much opposition from Milledgeville, Baldwin County. Accommodations such as the Holiday Inn were closed to them. So what they did, they rented out the Milledgeville Motel, which is still located across from the administrative building. This was rented out in its entirety to house these gentlemen. Ladies like Miss Julia Ingram, along with the Brick Mason Lodge, which is currently the Masonic Hall Baldwin Lodge of 159, would supply meals to feed them. Not only did they march on Wayne Street, but they would boycott the businesses of Milledgeville and Baldwin County, reserving only to patronize those African American-owned businesses such as Renfro's Grocery, which was located on Walton Street, owned by Mr. Bill Renfro. Humphrey's Grocery, located on Clark Street, owned by Mr. Horace Humphrey. Sidney Davis Grocery, owned by Mr. Oscar Davis, and the local pharmacy, which was owned by Dr. Julian Body. When daily materials could not be fully supplied with these markets, carpools, vans, and buses provided by Mr. Clarence Simmons would travel to neighboring counties of Hancock, Gray, and Putnam. The marches and boycotts were carried out at an expensive price. Individuals employed by the local brick plant, which was previously located at the current location of Beckham's Used Cars, were threatened to be terminated if they participated in the boycott. Some individuals that did participate were arrested and beaten. Men like Mr. Sidney Davis Sr., Dr. A.M. Body Sr., Reverend Paul Roberts, Mr. D.P. Steele, Mr. George Jarrett, and Reverend Jordan, who would comprise the biracial committee, would step up to pay the fines and bonds to have many of these people released. After approximately 4 months, business owners suffering strenuous financial loss due to the boycott would cause it to come to an end, with Milledgeville, Baldwin County implementing improved conditions of the police department and treatment of their African American citizens. To err is human, but to forgive is divine. By force, not choice, were we brought to this soil, to from dusk till dawn, cook for, care for, and toil. Without refusal, without dismay, 9 to 5, with overtime, no check stub, no pay. In the frigid winters, in the blazing sun, complaint of either caused human blood to run. This was torture. Separate brother from sister, husband from wife, to create material gain or eliminate consequence of vice. This was torture. Two separate worlds, but both the same, so much so that they are distinguished only by name. Turn to the left or turn to the right, one marked by the day of sun, the other by the dark of night. Venture into the world, markets galore, but if you must, please enter through the back door. Although we're the same, equal you see, it is necessary for you to remain separate from me. This was torture. 60 years later, to dig deep in the grind, to search for words, stories, artifacts from that time, to sit in one's presence, anger in voice, tears on face, as their mind reluctantly goes back to that place. To sum it all up, wrapped in a cute little bow, so that those who yet to exist somehow would know. This was torture. To be so forward, brazen and bold, maybe some other time or place your story may be told. No, this was not torture. Not at all, you see. This was merely what one would call insulting. Insulting of the works that the ancestors had done. Insulting of women who to war had lost husbands and sons. But is this okay? Maybe in time. Because to err is human. To forgive, divine. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next item on the agenda will be administration matters. It'll be appointment to the Department of Family and Children Service.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to make a nomination to appoint Ms. Reverend Dr. Salathia Coleman to the Family and Children Service Board.
Also, I would like to make a nomination to appoint Ms. Donna James to the board. I think we had the resumes in the package that everybody should have had an opportunity to read. It was in our package. So how?
Before. It was sent out.
Yeah, it was sent out before, okay. Well, everybody should have received their same resumes from each one of these individuals. How would we do this? Will we vote on the one first?
Well, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to nominate Patricia Wolf, since she was the original nomination when this was tabled.
The nomination hasn't been closed, Commissioner Little, due to the fact that we never
I don't
seen
think
her.
I don't think that's true.
We never seen,
You saw it last
We-
weeks ago,
We had a resume
It was back in
since December 1st.
It was December.
whenever, I mean. She was on the agenda 2 weeks ago.
Mr. Parliamentarian, how would we handle this matter?
So as far as the voting process, I would just recommend we do it like all other appointments. So there was the first motion made, and the question as to whether there's a second, and then a vote, yea or nay, as to that motion, and then move on to the next. As far as the nominations are open, among the board. So anybody can make a nomination, but I would just suggest that you proceed with voting on the initial motion, yea or nay, and then to the next nomination, yea or nay, if needed. Mr. Denuser, how many openings are there?
Just, one.
Okay, all right.
So for the record,
Makes sense.
yes, sir. So it's okay for him to add the third one?
Yes.
Okay, for the record, Commissioner Little, will you state the name again that you nominate?
Patricia Wolf.
Richard Wolf. Okay.
So, Mr. Chairman, I do have a question about the two names, Ms. Davis's appointment nomination and your nomination. I got an email February 13th about this with the bios in it. And I can't cite the policy right off the top of my head, but there is a waiting period, and I think it's longer than where we're at. So I'm not even sure that your two nominations are consistent with our ordinance.
Could you state the ordinance number that you're
But
speaking of?
We don't follow that ordinance, though.
we don't follow the ordinance.
No, it's not an ordinance.
When I was chairman, we did.
It's a policy.
Because it would take 14 days and 20 days, and then, so it would have been like a month and a half before that part was made in that.
So,
That's why I want the ordinance number, because I don't
So
remember.
so the admission here is that we're not gonna follow our own policies, and we're gonna put up two names that haven't. Is that really what we're about to do?
Well, due to the precedence of it already been said that we have did it before, either, the precedence already been said before me. I've been here 6 years, I've seen us do it this way many, many times. I've never seen us wait 10 days to do it.
I can refresh your memory. When I was chairman, we had a nomination for the Central State Redevelopment Authority, and this policy was hammered at length in this meeting. And if I'm not mistaken, it took at least 2, if not 3 meetings to get an appointment on that board.
And just for clarification, Mr. Denuza, do you remember the date I turned mine in? It was back in January,
I don't.
but it was back. It wasn't just like a day or two ago. It's been some weeks, several weeks ago.
I have an email with the 13th on it.
Yeah, he had just emailed it out, I guess, but he had the information
That's when it came up for the,
for the
For the
agenda,
meeting.
but he had the information.
20 days, 14 days.
Again, Attorney Palmer, how would we handle this matter? The precedent's already been set that we have did it. He's stating that we did it his way one time, but I guess several ways we did it the other way, so.
I think it's ultimately up to the board. I think what Commissioner Strickland is citing to is not an ordinance, it's the Baldwin
Policy.
County Commission Community Board Appointment Policy, which I understand was a policy adopted at some point, and it's got different waiting periods. So it's up to the board as far as if you choose to waive the policy for this. Well, assuming Mr. Denuza was the policy complied with as to these nominations and this process.
I'm sorry, what? What was the question?
The appointment policy that's on the books was that complied with when it comes to?
No, we didn't wait 35
Okay.
days.
So it's up to the board as to whether you all want to waive the policy for this appointment and move forward with the nomination and voting process, or if you would like to table it to give time for the waiting period to pass.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to suggest that we table it.
I'll second it. Any discussion? The reason I want to see it tabled is to the fact that then we can come together as a board and come up with a consensus. Are we gonna strictly stick to the policy, or are we gonna allow the precedents that already been set? So I look forward to you all reaching out to me later on and sometime this week and give me your input on it. I have no problem whatever the consensus of the board is, going back strictly for every nomination that comes across this table again,
Well,
if that's okay.
Mr. Chairman, I'm very supportive of making a change because I feel like that policy is very difficult to abide by. But I also find ourselves, in a position where I feel like we should live within the policy. And it seems to me that there's one candidate here that could get an up or down vote, and we could be within the policy.
I think it might be two. It might be two based on the policy. Mine might not make it, but I think Commissioner Davis. But anyway, again, I look forward to hearing from you all with the consensus of it. Then we're gonna we'll adjust it to, everybody around the board, so everybody could be on the same page. I think, if there's no more do anybody have any more discussion?
Well, I was gonna say, I'd be concerned about, they've waited since December. Is tabling it something that's okay with that board
Well,
as
we
far
have
as
a-
meeting whatever
Well, we have a
obligations?
motion and it's been second, so it's gonna have to be voted upon to make that determination.
Okay.
Is there any more discussion?
At the conclusion of the table vote, I'll make a motion to suspend the rules and vote on all the candidates.
All in favor of the table? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
No,
No.
Motion passes. Motion passes a vote of 3-2. Mr.
I'm
Denucci,
sorry, so who were,
Commissioner Hall, Commissioner, Chairman Butts, and Commissioner
so
Davis.
Mr. Hall voted no? I
No,
mean,
he
No,
to
no.
table,
yes.
and Strickland.
Vice Chairman Little, and Commissioner Strickland voted no.
So the policy passed.
If you're not gonna make the motion, I'm gonna move on to the next item on the agenda.
Well, okay, sure. Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we suspend the nomination rules for appointment and vote on all three candidates, up or down. Is that what you're asking me for, Mr. Chairman?
Miss,
That's what he did.
Yeah, can we go back right off the table of an item and come back and re-put it back on the table?
Once it's been tabled, it's
Yeah.
been taken off the
It should be dead
table
for this
for.
meeting, right? Should be over with.
Yeah,
But, okay,
that's it,
I think it just got confusing.
yeah. It's got-
Yes.
it's tabled, so.
so I think I would have to say that your motion cannot be second due to the fact that, it's not within the Robert Rules of Law. If that's okay, so we have a table. Hopefully we'll have it on the next meeting agenda, the three nominations. So with that being said, I'm gonna move on to the next item on the agenda would be the Board of Tax Assessors.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that we table this appointment for tonight.
Dead.
The motion is dead due to not being second. In the past, this is an appointment that I'm appointing, but I don't know if the chair allowed to be the one that appoint, the ones that he appoint on the board like that, will I have
Make
to
a
have?
motion.
I think you'd be nominating. That's the
Okay.
tradition, but the full board.
But I'm gonna
appoints
nominate,
members.
Mr. Ronald Stevens, who have been there before, is in my district. I have no problem with you, so I would nominate him to be voted upon tonight, to either continue on the board.
Second,
Any discussion?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. I'll just be perfectly honest with you. After reviewing the Department of Revenue's performance review, there's no way I will support putting any of the current members back on the board. There's a whole lot of reasons why, which I've outlined, but
You can't have, I would ask everyone to, not applaud, in there.
it is
When we're voting on something or discussing something.
Mr. Chairman, in my opinion, it is a dire mistake. No one on the Board of Assessors has proven to us that they can resolve issues from extending back. Well, prior to the November 15th, 2024 meeting with Commissioner Craig, Commissioner Westmoreland, the Board of Assessors, and the Association of County Commissioners of Georgia, we were supposed to get reports. I've only gotten one report. People deserve better.
I have some discussion too. If I
so do
may.
I.
Yes, you may.
I'm between a rock and a hard place in that I've known Ronald Stevenson since he was in the 10th grade. I was his teacher, but at the same time, that's why I wanted to table it, because I didn't want to have to vote against him, because what I wanted is a report from the tax assessor's office to say to us, yes, we see this report, yes, we see their problems, how are we and this is the way we're going to address it. And I have not seen anything yet to tell me how they're going to address it. So I can't say necessarily that everything that is in that report is wrong. I want to hear what they have to say about it. And I'm serious. I feel very serious about the report, that it needs to be taken seriously and we need to address the issues. But I'll have to vote, since I'm in this situation, I'll have to vote no, although that would not be my choice, based on the fact that I haven't gotten a report from the tax assessors.
Commissioner Hall, I'd probably respectfully disagree. I think this whole community has received a report twice in the newspaper. And I think this community has found it unacceptable. I think the community is not interested in us kicking a can down the road. They're interested in seeing some action. And so I'm with you. I'm not going to support putting any of the current Board of Assessors back on that board.
I still think, Mr. Chairman, that they need the opportunity to explain what's in the report to us, and that has not been done. We need
The state did a great job.
But we need to hear from them. It's two sides
And that's
to
my
every
whole
story.
point.
Okay. Anybody else have anything else to say
Yeah, it's
before I
more than
speak?
one
'Cause I want to give
side
all
to
y'all a
the
chance to
story.
speak before I speak. So if everyone is done speaking, you got a hand up. No, you got to be on the, actually, I'm moving too fast because we got, names that want to speak on this item. So before we make our vote, after I say this statement, I'm gonna allow the individuals on this, list, so y'all forgive me for that. But,
Before we vote.
right, I will. That's why I just want to say my statement, what I got to say, before I've been and forgot it. But I have no problem with Mr. Stevenson. I don't understand, whatever y'all got with your individuals on your board or the individuals on the board, I do not have the same opinion you all have. If he's don't get certified tonight, if he don't get appointed tonight, there's no need for him to come to the meeting that we have set up the week of the 15th, because he won't be eligible to be on the board. His time is up, February the 4th. As far as that goes, he's not even a member on the board now. So in order for him to give his statement to you, he have to get appointed tonight so he can be a part of the board. Then we can make the decision as a board we get rid of, 'cause I think y'all have stated to me before that y'all looking at trying to get rid of the whole board. So if you're gonna do that, and we're gonna put the vote up or down, then let's get rid of all 5 of them at the same time. If that's your plan to do that, not to do it one by one, and starting with my guy that's in my district that I have no problem with. Nobody have anything else to say? Ms. Desiree, you have anything
I
else
would
to say?
want to point out that Mr. Stevenson could come to the meeting on the 15th. It'll be a public meeting and he can make whatever statement he
But
wants
he
to
won't,
make.
but he won't be making it in an official capacity as a board member. He would already be gone. If I'm only getting if I'm getting things said to me that you all are saying around this board, I probably wouldn't even want to never show up in a meeting with you. So the first person up to speak on this agenda item is Desiree Liggins. Will you please approach the podium? And you have 3 minutes.
Chair, Mr. Chair Butts, Desiree Liggins Bowe.
And if you don't mind, we'll start our time back, but I want to read this decorum out when you come up and speak to us. This is something I'm expecting everyone to do. I want to begin by outlining the rules of the public comments in decorum. The Baldwin County Board of Commissioners welcome public participation. However, all comments must be respectable, orderly, and directed to the chairperson. Inappropriate, offensive, threatening, or disruptive behavior will not be permitted. Public comments is limited to 3 minutes, and speaker may only speak to the chairperson. Applause, outbursts, and disruption are not allowed. The chair is responsible for maintaining decorum. Individuals who violate these rules may be ruled out of order, and continued violations may result in removal from the meeting. These rules apply equally to the commissioner, the staff, and the members of the public. We appreciate your cooperation as we conduct the people business professionally and respectfully. And I enjoy you all in the community come up and speaking to us, but I ask you follow the decorum of these rules. And I'm sorry.
Thank you, Chair. So my only question here is, I don't recall in the paper or in the performance review that it said to disassemble this board, which you guys are obviously on a witch hunt. I don't know who is, but there is obviously a hidden agenda. I do remember being informed that this was the program that they have been failing to use was forced on them by this board. whether it's the new ones or it's the ones that have been here the longest. I just think that people should be given the opportunity to fix what they're not meeting, or they haven't met the requirements. I just think that there's a hidden agenda here and a witch hunt. And I just hope that you guys don't rush to make a decision, because it's not going to be in the best interest of the community. Thank you.
Thank you. Next one would be Mr. Ronald Stevenson.
I'm gonna yield to my chairman first, then I'll speak if you don't mind.
He would not be able to, because I don't see his name on the list, so he would not be able to speak. It would have to be you.
Ronald L. Stevenson, 135 Shannon Drive Southwest. I was up for reappointment on the agenda tonight for the Board of Assessors for District 2. I have served this Board of Assessors for 15 years with honor, respect, and dedication to my community in District 2. I would like to know why the Board of Commissioners would not want me to keep serving after being asked by my commissioner in District 2, Chairman Butts. I would like to have an answer tonight, or so the community would know, so they would understand why this is going on, because the Board of Assessors put a plan of action in place, and it was sent to the county manager. Now, whether the commissioners got it or not, we put a plan of action in place and was working on it at the end of 2024. And it was presented in February of 2025 when you were chairman, Mr. Strickland. Now, whether you all paid it attention or not, because we were visited by HR, Ms. Dawn Hudson, and the county manager. And we put a plan of action in place at that time. Now, if you all didn't get it, now that was not on us. We waited for a response, and we've been working with the chief appraiser with that plan of action before you voted on the DOR review. We had a plan of action in place to correct things that was brought to us. Now, the last 4, 5, or 6 years, everything that you had accusations that were not true, we worked on the things that was true. And the commissioners that's making those comments, you can't back it up. We got things in writing that we can show you how much money was collected by the tax commissioner and everything that was going on. Now, you can get on social media and try to get things out of context. It is not true. And Commissioner Hall, yes, we've been knowing each other a long time, but you are really not acting like it. So I'm going to just have to
help you.
No, you did not. You are not trying to help me because you didn't get with the plan of action that the Board of Assessors put in place. Now, what that review showed, it didn't show that we violated policies. It showed that the whole county government here could do things better. Thank you, Mr. Stevens. Thank you.
That's what it showed.
Again, I would ask everyone not to applaud, that follow the decorum of the meeting. The next person to speak is Mr. Maurice Liggins.
Good evening, everybody. Maurice Liggins.
Good evening.
Good evening.
As I'm watching this ordeal transpire and take place, before you vote, I just want you to be real cautious of the democratic process, because it seems to me that certain individuals are trying to dictate what Chairman Butts who and how he can appoint people in his district. Now, from my understanding, that each one of the commissioners get to appoint one person, and that person has to come from your district. Now, no one commissioner should know the people better in their district than the ones that serve that district. So why not support whoever he wants to appoint? Then you come back, you set rules and get all the paperwork that you need. But it just doesn't sit well with me. And it does. There's something going on behind the scenes. So I know how to play chess, I know how to play checkers, I know how to play bid, whiz, spade, any kind of board game known to man that requires any type of strategy. And I'm already 6 steps ahead. So I know the intent, I know the person that the word I guess I'm looking for is coup-like thing is trying to happen. But if you do that, be consistent. And like Mr. Butt said, if you're gonna get rid of everybody on the board, get them all at one time. And explain to the people why we're doing it. But if you don't do it that way, it's gonna look very, 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 very fishy. And when the real agenda shows its head, then I will be forced to stand up here for 3 minutes and say, I told you so.
Thank you, Mr. Ligon. That concludes the people that signed up to speak. Before we vote, I want to make a statement one more time. This is going to be my last statement on this matter. I want to thank you, Mr. Stevenson, for your time you served. I don't know how this vote is going to go tonight. I hope it go the way that I want it to go, but if it don't, we have a meeting next month, the week of the 15th. Once we verify what date everybody can meet, I will notify you. I hope you want to be there no matter how this vote go, so you can speak your thing, speak your mind. So however it go tonight, I want to let you know if it go not the way that I want it to go. I appreciate everything you did in your 15 years. So, no one else have anything to say? I'll call for the vote.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. I do want to say that the Board of Assessors is a thankless job. These men and women are appointed to, 6-year terms. They get paid $100 a month to go to a meeting, and they have a very difficult job to do. I have a lot of respect for each of them individually, but at the end of the day, I represent the 4th District of Baldwin County and the taxpayers that live in it, and I don't think they're getting what they deserve in terms of that office. So additionally, I have a letter here from the chairman of the Baldwin County Assessors that was sent to me on February 11th. Within this report, just so you know, Mr. Chairman, there is an item in here. It says, a result of the suggestions of Mr. Willis and Mr. Toomey, the chief appraiser, and the Board of Assessors will implement the following actions to submit the digest by July 15th. And it goes through a laundry list. But one in particular that I think is relevant right now is item number 2, that they will provide a monthly report for the commissioners, the county manager, the tax commissioner to inform them of the progress of the digest completion. The report will include the consolidation sheets, the percentage of appeals, and the value in dispute. Have any of you received these reports?
No, because they was up on the Department of Revenue. It was up on the Department of Revenue report, so everybody just stopped doing what they doing and waited on the report. That's what I assume the reason we're not. But like I say,
So the July 15th is going to come and go, no matter what.
Well,
But I guess my point is that, Mr. Chairman, is just that, we've been told what they were going to do, and they didn't do what they said they were going to do. And that's the bottom line.
we didn't give them time. They received the thing November the 15th. 1 month until you being on this board, February, we sending them to the Department of Revenue. We didn't even give them a chance. November the 15th to about February the 7th, we got a report in their hands saying what we're gonna do. So, we never gave them a chance to do what they want to do after they came back with correction. Now, I know people saying they had 7 years, they do all of this. And another fact, I told you that I have a problem with this tonight if this vote don't go, that we keep him on there. If we're gonna go with y'all plan to get rid of the whole board at a time, like Jones County did, they should go together. All of them should go as 5 members, not 4 members, not 3 members, not 2 members. And, y'all asked y'all guys to resign. So give my guy an opportunity to go down with everybody the same way, the same respect. This is disrespectful to me on the utmost thing of what we are trying to do tonight. We're about to do something tonight that we had never did in the history of probably Commissioner Davis and Commissioner Hall 24 years on this board, ever. So I don't have anything else to say. We got a nobody else have anything to say. We got a motion, we got a second. If y'all ready to vote, then I'll call for the vote. So all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Aye.
We need your vote. We need your vote, Commissioner Hall, that we're gonna have to have the vote.
I'm gonna vote to keep him on there.
Thank you. Again, will you save your applauses? Will you save your applauses?
I still wanna hear what they gonna do to fix the problem.
And we will
All right,
hear this next month.
Mr. Chairman, sorry to interrupt. Could I ask you maybe to call the vote again so all the ayes fall together? Would that just make it clear?
No problem. For Commissioner Little, and make it more simplified
Yeah.
for you, Mr. Denusia. All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed?
Aye.
The motion passes with a 3-2 vote. Thank you.
Sorry, Mr. Chairman, I just wanted to make sure it's
No problem.
easier for both.
The next item on the agenda will be the resolution R 2026-17, moratorium on solar panel and solar energy. And, please don't make me read this whole resolution.
I make a motion, we approve this resolution.
Second.
Any discussion?
Did it say how long, how much longer?
Well, this should be 180.
Another 180 days?
Yeah.
Okay.
We redoing the moratorium another 180 days, so we come up with a more tighter policy to make sure we have, solar, if we decide to do as a board, solar panels in Baldwin County, that we're gonna do it away from residential area in an area that would not have such a great impact on the community. So no more discussion. Everybody in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed unanimously, vote. Thank you. Next item on the agenda will be old business. Mr. Tobar, I have something on the old business, at 125 Maple Street or Maple Drive. Where are we at on that? But the young lady came and spoke with Miss Reeves about fixing that problem that she have over there.
I will check with our county engineer tomorrow morning.
Okay, all right, thank you.
And did all the trash on Lake Law Road ever get, picked up, Mr. Tobar, from the trash truck?
I don't remember that request. I mean, we've had requests for the trash pickup on Lake Laurel, so that has been submitted. But as far as it falling out of a trash truck, that I don't remember.
I got several calls and I put in a
Okay.
work, I couldn't get you that day, I put in a work order.
Okay.
And also we had some boats and different things parked in the area on, where you pointed at Major Diesel. Why you pointing at Major Diesel?
That's sheriff's office.
Because, well, I reported it to Miss Marks, and so I don't know, you haven't heard back from her about what,
She does not have jurisdiction over that.
but she can contact someone, the sheriff's department.
I've contacted the sheriff's office about that.
Have you got a report, Major Diesel, about me?
I didn't hear I couldn't understand what you said, I'm sorry. A report on what, Ms. Davis?
Some boats and, Carlos, you know more details, tell me.
It's Fox Lair Road or one of those streets up there near
Yeah, it's
Fox Lair
Fox
Road.
Lair Road,
People parking on the right of way?
Yeah, the boat trailers.
Yeah, I mean, we routinely get people from the Cross River to call when those people either drop the trailers or truckers that drop the trailers and stuff, and we go out there, identify, have them remove it, cite it. I have not received a complaint in the last 2 months, Ms. Davis, that came to me.
Well, this was last week when
No, ma'am, I did not receive a complaint last week.
Okay. You should have gotten it either last week or the first of the, or either yesterday or today at the
If they
latest.
just called the dispatch center, well, we're a 24/7 agency, we'll go out there and address it then, but no one has sent me anything via phone call, email, anything reference to.
Cause this has been there for a while, this particular boat and basketball goal and other items has been there for a while. And, Carlos, I guess we need to put up some signs, tollway zone, no parking, or something.
Signs were there. I don't know if they've been removed or not.
Yeah, no, it's no signs there. So we need to keep putting them up until they get it. So, Mr. Major DJ, would you check on that, please, sir?
I'll send somebody out there tomorrow, yes, ma'am, like I said, I've not received a complaint about it.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Do we have any more old business? Let's move it on to new business.
Mr. Chairman, question for the county manager. Received a complaint today about some, like, right-of-way cutting, and I think the road department was perfectly within their right-of-way allowance. However, I learned that there's an 80-foot right-of-way on a lot of these county roads, and I'll point out one in particular is Oconee Heights. And so, on Horn Avenue, I have a house, and I bet it's closer to the road than 40 feet. I bet the right-of-way goes into the house. On the road in question, my buddy, he just put a house, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago. How did he get a permit to put a house that encroaches within that 80-foot right-of-way? How does that work?
So each street is different. The county engineer has those records of the right-of-way for those streets. And that's something that when they do a building permit, that's something that should be checked. That's a process we have in place where every department checks off on that. So not all of them are 80 feet. Some are 60 feet. It all depends on the street.
So I'd just be curious how that.
Not to be argumentative.
No,
but-
please. I mean, I'm looking for information.
I mean, how did you come up that particular street has 80 foot?
I reached out to Keith Green, and I did reach out to Carlos
All
as
right.
well, and they believe it's 80 feet.
Can't be.
I would say that I'm guessing now, because I don't know, but that street has been there a really, really long
Right.
time.
Now,
It's
I'm speaking of
80 years.
Ennis Road. The one in question was Ennis. I used Oconee Heights as an
Oh, okay,
example.
Okay,
of-
Ennis Road, which, you talking about behind the recreation park?
No,
That Ennis
no,
Road?
sir, off of Stembridge.
Oh. I'm sorry, I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this matter though, but a lot of you can tell where the easement is based on where the utility lines and stuff at. So I don't know that kind of, I know in Coney Heights, over in that area, Coney Heights, you can step one step over and you'll be in the city. It's very, you better.
Right.
Man, that line goes right through my front yard
Right.
too. But,
I'm sorry, I thought you were talking.
and there again, just to be clear, I wasn't trying to speak ill of the road department or what was done. That was just something I learned today, and I was just wondering how that works. If that is a true right-of-way, I don't believe that, I just wonder how a permit would be allowed that would encroach in that if that's the case.
Good question.
I want to be able to pass on correct information.
Yeah, that's the planning and, planning department.
Okay.
They check that.
Thank you, Carl.
Is there any more new business? County manager report, Carlos Stobart.
All right, first, before I get into the projects, I like to make a brief statement. I used a very poor choice of words that offended folks when I was trying to explain the length of a particular presentation. In my haste to explain myself, I failed to apologize first and then explain. And last night I went to the NAACP meeting and explained the situation, and again, explained first before I apologized, but I did apologize, and I want to thank the folks who were there at that meeting. You know, I felt like I was shown a lot of mercy and grace. I appreciate that. And you know, and at the same time, I stressed at the end of my talk that, you know, we have to work together. We have to work together, and I appreciate all the help that we've gotten from, especially Madam President Cynthia Edwards. There was one time, you know, it's a little hectic around here sometimes, and there was one time I think I asked for a letter of support, and I only gave her like 4 hours, and she delivered, and she's always delivered, not just on behalf of NAACP, but another organization. And yesterday, when we were visited by the Middle Georgia Regional Commission to review the comprehensive plan, you know, I thanked Greg Boyke, the senior planner. He was there with his boss. So I turned to his boss and I said, look, he really did well with this Oconee Heights streetscape application. And the comment he made to me was, your community made it very easy to do a good job because of the amount of support that the community showed for this project. So again, you know, we have to work together, and as I told him yesterday, I'm as committed yesterday, last week, a month ago, a year ago, 8 years ago, as committed then as I am now to making sure that all of Baldwin County thrives, but especially the south side. And on that note, I have a special announcement to make. Billy got a preview last night, but the public doesn't know yet. Last Friday at 5 p.m., I received a phone call from Senator John Ossoff's office that our congressionally directed spending request for $1.3 million to build 10 affordable homes in Baldwin County was approved by Congress. And I want to turn this over to Commissioners Strickland and Little because they were instrumental in making this happen. I'll let you explain what you did last year.
Sure. Commissioner Little and I had a opportunity to go to Washington, D.C., and we took it. While we were there, we met with John Ossoff's chief of staff, Austin Scott, and since we met with Congressman Mike Collins. We advocated pretty strongly on behalf of this project, this congressionally directed spending, and you know, Commissioner Little did a fantastic job, and I'm really proud of this project and our success and our, well, honestly, our ability to do this. It's exciting, and I'm definitely proud of to do this for Baldwin County.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of wrapped that up pretty good, but we were in Washington, D.C. for a leadership conference and just felt like we're not going to miss an opportunity to go advocate for Baldwin County to our congressional leaders. And with congressional directed spending on the table, we felt like that was really important. When we spoke with John's chief of staff, I just really, you know, focused on the impact that what he has given Baldwin County might seem small in number-wise. I think maybe it was a couple million prior to this, but it was large in impact. And just really wanted to drive home the benefit to the citizens that this would have. And they were very complimentary of our county manager and how when he puts together the project, that everything is tight and right. And when he submits for these, so and I'm excited to hear that we got it. I don't think it was because I showed up in Washington, D.C. in the office, but I certainly think that helped a lot. So I'm glad to be a small part of spoking that wheel.
And that, hopefully, the community sees that it is a team effort. It takes everybody to make these things happen. And 10 families are going to be very blessed to be homeowners of these 10 houses. And if you recall, the commissioners graciously agreed to donate 3 parcels for this project on Vincent Highway. So on that note, transitioning to the first congressionally directed spending request from Senator Ossoff. Today I received the final specifications for the Collins P. Lee Memorial Library. And I have not been given permission to release the design, but it's done. I was told that the Twin Lakes Library Board had to meet and approve the plans. So I don't know if I guess that hasn't happened yet. But,
Come to get in the room already.
I'm anxious to reveal it to the public so the public can see it. But I've been asked to prepare the first part of the specifications for that. So we said that we'd be going out to bid at the end of the month. It looks like we're gonna meet that timeline. So those are the two main updates I wanted to give to y'all today.
That's it for the county, manager's report, Carlos?
You have the rest of them, all the other projects on the list.
So we'll move to the next item on the agenda will be the public comments. And I hope everyone in the room heard when I read the decorums out. I ask you again, will you please abide by them? The first person on the list will be Mr. Harry Kim. Kind.
I'm kind of afraid to come here and talk to you, but
Please
my
don't be-
name is Harry Keim. I'm chairman of the Baldwin County Board of Tax Assessors. And I just want to, got that up there? Okay. Brief you on a few things that we have been doing. On page 1, the number of accounts that the tax assessors take care of each year and the breakdown of the real and personal property is 28,261. There's real property and personal property. And we do have handouts for people if they need to see that. But can you, is this? we got it. Okay. Okay, page 2 is the 2025 digest, which was the last digest approved by the Department of Revenue for collection, okay? The total fair market value, $4,102,613,775. The assessed value, which is 40% of that, is $1,641,045,510. The third page is the amount of taxes levied and the assessed value for each of the years from 21 to 25. On 21, which is the first year that we were under the Tyler K-Max system, we had $2,779,992,835. The assessed value, $1,111,993,134. And you can see that the growth has been pretty dramatic. So let's go to the fourth page. This shows the tax levied and the fair market value and the difference, or the increase in this case, of, for the fair market value, $1,322,630,94, $940. The assessed value increase was $529,054,376. That's from 21 to 25. If you apply, excuse me.
Thank you, Mr. Kine. Your time is up. If everyone, you say you got extra reports, or if anyone in the audience want one, I guess they'll come and see you. Everybody around here will have one, but thank you. The next person on the agenda to speak is Michael Foy. Hope I said your name correctly.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First of all, I'd like to say thank you for the commissioners and all your hard work. This is more of a compliment and than anything else. I want to tell a story real quick. I live on Sinclair Marina Road, and a couple months ago, I drove down there, and I saw dirt being moved. Didn't know what it was. Stopped, pulled over, talked to an engineer there, and the engineer said it's a convenience store gas station. Wow, I didn't see this coming. I started to investigate what was going on, and I couldn't find any rhyme or reason why this is happening right on the corner. It's a very small lot. I called my commissioner, talked to him. He said, we're working on a plan, developmental plan map. My compliment to you, all of you, is apparently it's going to go through. I don't know that for a fact, but we need it. This is a growth community. We need controlled growth. I'm a businessman. I've owned restaurants. I've built self-storage. I know the problems that can be created by overgrowth in the wrong areas of a county, of a street, of an area, especially residential. I can't stop what's going to happen there, but I will tell you, within a mile and a half of that corner, which is 441 in Sinclair Marina, there is currently eight gas stations and convenience stores. 8. There will be 9. How many gas stations and convenience stores do we need within a mile and a half of a road? I do want to say thank you very much for all the hard work. Y'all put up with a lot, and I hope that you'll continue to process this map and, take the time to go through it, make good decisions based on, your experience. But I'd like to say thank you very much.
Thank you. Next person will be Ms. Cynthia Ward Edwards.
Happy Black History Month, everyone. Cynthia Edwards, 75 Mariners Drive. And I think Chairman, Commissioners, Mr. Carlos Tobar has already summed up pretty much of what I was going to say tonight. He did come to the meeting on last evening, and he addressed NAACP members in reference to the statement that he made. And we're thankful that he did show ownership. But we want to know that ownership sometimes is not enough. It's changed behavior. So as a result, we asked whether he would be willing to have some type of sensitivity training that was offered back in 2018 with the county. I don't know if you guys are still doing that or not. We probably need to check back into that as well. But he did come out and apologize. We just won't change behavior. And again, those types of comments should not continue to happen under any circumstances, especially within our local government, where all communities deserve respect, inclusion, and cultural awareness. And again, I just wanted to tell him thank you for coming out and showing ownership, but we also need change behavior. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The next person on the agenda to speak will be Fidelis Folefak.
Hi, good evening. Fidelis Folefak, 116 Cranford Drive. I just wanted to ask about the aquatic center. I saw that it was announced that it would be cashless, and personally, I feel like this just kind of adds an additional obstacle to the accessibility of this aquatic center. Folks already talked about the price point and other things that they feel that, make it less accessible to certain folks. And I know, credit cards and debit cards are very commonplace, but there's still a lot of people that depend on cash to be able to get access to things. So I'm not sure, what went into that decision, but I think that it kind of limits the accessibility of the aquatic center to certain folks in the community for it to be a cashless public facility. Thank you.
And also, Mr. Tobo, won't there be a way you can go online and maybe buy passes pay on that way also? Won't we have that avenue to acquire a ticket?
Yes, that will be. A lot of this will be happening very soon, probably next month.
Are we gonna give the people time enough to get used to it and know where it's at and, be familiar? Are we gonna have a different website just for the pool?
Yes, sir.
To promote it? Okay,
Well, it'll be, I think, on our county website, but it'll have its own separate
on
page.
separate page, okay. The next person will be Miss Desiree Liggins.
It's Desiree.
Desiree,
Chair,
Desiree.
it's Desiree. And I just wanted to ask, is it actually in the ordinance that we cannot clap? Or is that just something you're asking us not to do?
I'm asking you, it's not in the ordinance.
Okay, then you can't force anybody.
No.
Remember, I have rights too, and I got a lawyer. Bo, Desiree, it's good to see you. I'm here to
I was
ask
hoping you
why.
didn't catch that.
Say it again.
Nothing, go ahead.
I'm here to ask why Sidney Butts Road is still not done. The driveways are still not seamed together. The rocks are eroding from the entranceway and along the side of the roads, exposing what was there before y'all tried to put a road in, and when it's gonna be finished. Also, I'm trying to figure out what's the county doing to try to implement a TNR program? I know that we have passed the state agricultural inspection, and are there any grants in the work to try to control the homeless population of feral cats in the area? And then also, we wouldn't have to worry about moratoriums on zoning if we had zoning. So sorry you're having a gas station put in down there, because yes, there's too many gas stations, there's too many vape shops, there's too many liquor stores, and I'm just really curious on what the county is doing to implement zoning so we are protected as homeowners, citizens, constituents in this wonderful Baldwin County. And then also, I had the privilege to take a drive with my husband, I believe it was Saturday or Sunday, and the golf course was closed, there was a gate. But what was more interesting to me is on the entrance, the sign needs some help, it's looking a little tired. It says home of the Georgia College, and it had that bobcat looking thing. I'm just trying to figure out why that is there, and it is a county golf course. It belongs to the people of Baldwin County, not the college. And are they giving us money to promote that college? Because that needs to be removed. When I was working for the federal government as a soldier, there was specific signage that could be put on any federal building that was paid by the taxpayers. And that doesn't seem to meet the requirements, because everything in this building seems to be, symmetrical, mirrors everything else in the county. The brown signs, but that sign does not look like county. That's the only concerns I had. Thank you very much. Have a great evening. See you next time.
Yes, ma'am. The next one would be Miss LaTonya Howard.
Good afternoon. 4 years ago, I was asked by some members of this board to present a Black History presentation. And I know that Chair said that anyone that wanted to volunteer to do that is welcome to do that, and I appreciate that. But I wanted everyone to know I didn't do that on a voluntary basis. I did it out of commitment because I gave my word that I would. And after I did that one, members of the community, the constituents that you all serve, asked if I would continue because they wanted people to know the contributions that their family members had made to this county. So for that reason, I come up here every year and I do that. And it's not easy to do what I do because it takes time to do the research. A lot of it you can't find. I go around, I read every sign or every letter that's placed on the street, every cornerstone on a building. I research in the library, I pull up old newspapers, I talk with people because I'm not from this county. So that makes it more difficult for me. But I do it out of dedication, and I gave my word that I would, and I appreciate what I do. And for someone to think that that would be taxing to learn about the people of the community that they represent, I have to say that it was heartbreaking. And But at the end of the day, I understand that sometimes things can be misconstrued. So, like Ms. Edwards said, maybe sensitivity training would be the way to go. But in all, I do thank everyone for rallying in the community to support not only myself, but the other members here. And I just wanted you all to know that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, could I have a brief
Wait,
response?
let's get through this. then I'll-
Ms. Howell?
Hold on, Scott, let us get through this, then I'll let you speak.
Okay.
We got 3 more names we need to
No
do.
problem. It was very brief.
Mr. Quentin T. Howard. We got to.
When you start my time, let me say, I hate coming behind her. I hate that. I hate it with a passion. I never liked it.
I understand why.
You said that 2 years ago, and it hadn't changed. How you doing? My name is Quentin T. Howell. I represent a variety of different organizations in this community, from the SCLC, NAACP, to 100 Black Men, which I share in others as a community advocate, as I come on this heartfelt day of losing such a civil rights icon. Jesse Jackson, and thank you, Commissioner, for reminding me of the quote he had. Don't never look down on no one unless you're trying to pick them up. I appreciate that. So I mean my comments in that spirit, 110%. A few months ago, we had a mayor's election. I chaired the mayor's campaign, and during the course of that election, she cut a video talking about her time as a youth and the segregation fight she had to go through. It had been shared almost and viewed almost 90,000 times. If you go back and look on Facebook at the comments from that, she got called everything from shouldn't be a dog catcher, a female dog, cleaning it up, to every racist comment you could think of. And then just in January, a month ago, someone said, well, she should be hanging from a tree. All those negative comments that were said when she cut her video telling her truth that so many of you all in this room went through. So I didn't have to go through it. Didn't say nothing then. Hypocrisy in my community was deep. And then I look at what the president put on, and I figured I didn't know this term to the day, called monkey rising. When you put a person's head on an ape or a gorilla, he did that to our former president as well as the former first lady. And then people in the White House defended that. It kind of brought me back to our last county commissioner meeting as we was leaving and discussion was going back and forth. And it seemed as the comments, and Carlos, I appreciate you, brother, for your apology last night and tonight, and the NAACP for inviting you. But it kind of took me back that we was defending the indefensible. And I don't think it came out of place of anything bad. But insensitivity, ignorance, whenever we push our community further apart, it hurts us. And me and my friend Strickland had talked about this before. One of our hopes with this new board and the new members that we'll move further and pass down the road of more togetherness and less divisionness, especially when it comes to race. And that still is my prayer and my hope. And I think that's doable. And I look forward to working and helping in any way with that. And I just want to take a second to say that, because to be able to move down that road, we got to have the conversations of uncomfortable truths. Mm-hmm. And uncomfortable truths isn't a bad thing, for any of us to have. It's a good thing out of respect, out of love, because I know each one of you love our community, and I love having y'all here and look forward to working with you. Thank y'all for your time and allowing me to speak to you. I appreciate you, brother love.
The next one on the item to speak is Maurice Liggins.
All right. Almost time to go. All right. I'm about to torture y'all for a little bit. Keep hope alive. The most powerful Reverend Jesse Jackson quotes that still move us. From affirmations of achievements to hard truth about race and justice, the civil rights leader's most unforgettable words remain urgent and deeply relevant today. Article by Yesha Callahan, posted today. Reverend Jesse Jackson has died, closing a towering chapter in American civil rights history and leaving behind a legacy shaped as much by his words of activism for more than 5 decades. Jackson stood at the intersection of faith, politics, and protest, and whether on a picket line, a debate stage, or a church pulpit, he understands the power of language to move people toward action. When we talk about Jackson, we're not just talking about a civil rights leader. We're talking about a man who understands the power of his language. His words were not just speeches. They were marching orders, affirmations, and sometimes short indictments of America itself. In moments of triumph and in moments of tension, Jackson had a way of distilling struggle into sentences that still echo decades later. Reverend Jefferson Jackson, civil rights giant and global activist, dies at 84. One of his most enduring affirmations remains, if my mind can't conceive it, my heart can't believe it. I know I can achieve it. The quote became more motivational rhetoric for generations. Black Americans locked out an opportunity. It was permission to dream without apology. Jackson understood that his imagination is political. Before policy changes, somebody has to believe change is possible. But he didn't deal with empty optimism. His quotes often cut to the uncomfortable truth. There's nothing more painful to me at this stage in my life than to walk down the street and hear footsteps, then turn around to see somebody white and I feel relieved. That line doesn't beg for sympathy. It forces reflection. It speaks to the psychological weight of racism, the way fear and relief can coexist in a single breath. Jackson's moral clarity also showed up in his non-famous reminder, never look down on anybody unless you're willing to help them up. He repeated variations of the line throughout his life because it captures his theological and politics in one sentence. His words about work and change hit hard today, but tears and sweat are salty, but they are a different results. And here's another quote that I like. He understood resilience. Hold your head up high, stick your chest out. It gets dark sometimes, but morning comes. Keep hope alive. That phrase, keep hope alive, became inseparable from his name. It is a naive optimism. It was defiance. Hope for Jackson was an act of resistance. Even his humor carried quite a bit. Just because a chicken was born in an oven, don't make it a biscuit. It sounds folky, but the message is clear. Proximity doesn't equal identity. Authenticity matters. I hope y'all take that into consideration.
Thank you, Mr. Liggins. I think Commissioner Leonard, you have something you want to say?
Yes, I just wanted to tell Ms. Howell that I thought I've only been privy to 2 presentations, and I think she clearly does a lot of research, puts a lot of time into it. And I think you've done a fantastic job. And I certainly appreciated sharing photos as well to go along with that. So I do want to extend a thank you.
And I'm gonna make it short. Even though it's not in our ordinance, to not clap and not do that one of the responsibilities of the chair is to control the decorum in the room. So I can set rules that I want to see and the things that I think will be respectful to the people that are in this room. It don't necessarily have to be a ordinance for me to do those things. So I gracefully ask everyone that do not clap, do not speak out loud, only talk to the chair, because we follow the Robert Rules of Law. So with that being said, I will entertain a motion to go into executive session.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We are now in executive session. Don't. Tell you why you don't do it. That's what I'm telling you.